Good morning, everyone. Welcome to again our computer system lab. And today we start some more practice in the PowerShell scripting part. So this is our, I think, second lab and second lab of PowerShell. If you remember last week, what we had, we did some practicing about how to say some important CMDlets, right? And we also noticed how to create the basic scripts and how to execute it, right? So every time what we do always, we create our first document. Okay. So if you remember in the PowerShell, how we created a first document, very good, new item. Okay. So practically I'm going to create our directory. Okay. So new item, use it. And then the parameter you can give, you have a lot of parameter item type. And then after what we do, we give the option example directory. Okay. And here you can give the folder name. So today, suppose this is our PowerShell second lab. So you can give whatever you think. So I put here PS-02. So this is up to you. Okay. So how we can go to this location? Please use that. Okay. And you are ready to work. So everybody please see, is it good for you? Are you able to your today working folder? And we can do the practice. And how we can clear the screen, if you remember, clear host. Okay, so that's all. Okay, so we will do the practice here. And again, I'm repeating. So the blue part is for your CMDlet plus your output. Okay, so white part is simply editor. This is the only notepad. If you remember here, if you want to write a multi-line comment, so please use this less than and hash. So this is a multi-line comment. If you want to write a single line comment, simple hash is good. Okay, so let's try to see what we can do. Please look your document. In your document, we have a example. Let's try to see the task number Y. Okay, task number Y. I just copy and I paste here. So you know why this is a multi-line command. So it is easy for us. What we are going to do. Okay, look here. This was the task. Okay, please try to see. Please look there. So what is there? So write a PowerShell script which add first and second parameter. I hope last week I used it. Parameter topic. Okay, so how we can define the parameter? I mean to say, what is the parameter here? Like a Unix Linux. Can you see in the Unix Linux what we used? Very good. $1 was the in our Linux, if you remember. But here we don't use $1. Okay. So here what we can use? What is the important thing we need to do? So first of all, always I recommend you, this is your choice here. You know why I use clear host? For clear the screen every time. Okay. Last week I have given you the command line array practically. Okay. So that's why which will work as a parameter here. So what was the command line array? What is the name? You remember args? Okay. So this is your command line array. Okay. So can you see right now when you do AR automatic, it will give you the list. So here, please pick this. Don't pick the variable, use this args. Okay. So that is actually the command line array. So it stored the parameter actually. Other word, you can say the command line argument. So that's all. And I told you this is the array. What does it mean? Array start from always 0. Okay. And go to the n-1. You remember. Okay. So nothing else. So in the Linux, what we use? Expression command, right? But here, do we have expression command? No, we have no. Simple plus you can use. This is the operator like other language. Okay, what is the next one? Args 1. Okay, what does it mean? You are going to add 2 parameter. That's all. Okay. And if you want to example, write your own opinion, your own statement. So what you can write, which statement you will use here in front of it? Not use echo. Okay. So yes, echo you can use it, but my suggestion is to use completely PowerShell idea. So write host. So you can use the write host. Okay. And you can give your own opinion, like my sum or sum of argument, whatever. Okay. Think like this. So what does it mean? That means you are going to print your own uh, constant string. That is the sum here. Okay. And args0 is the first parameter plus his operator, and args1 is the second parameter. And that's all. But you can put in the group here. Okay. Like this. This is, this is the grouping. If you remember, I told you last week. So that is the complete syntax. So suppose this is your short script. Now, what is the next task? Next task is to be save your short script. So how to save it? If you remember, Control S. Okay. But don't forget to look the location. Go for the same location where you are today. So look here. What is the today location here? Let's see here. I want to check. This is the right folder. And can you find somewhere PS02 here? So please go there. In your computer, please check. Okay, now this is open. Now you can save your file. And you know what is the PowerShell script extension? PS1. Very simple. So now what you can do here, example, you can give any name. Example, CMD, simple. So if you want to give .ps1, it is possible. But if you don't give automatic, it will give. Okay. So I put CMD and do enter. And can you see the script name is cmd.ps1. And we are done. So what and how next task is to execute the script. How to execute? Call the script. So you should check here. Your script is available or not. Can you see here? But before that, I told you one CMD let. What was the CMD let? Get child item. And you can see here the first script is, so in this folder, the today I created the first script. What is the first script is CMD. Okay. And then after space, now the time come for the parameter here. Example 10 and 20. And it will add two parameters. Can you see? Then it is not working. Then last week, if you remember, you should check get execution policy, right? So can you see right now gets execution policy? The student who are not able to execute, who are looking the error, okay, that means some execution policy. Please check here. So it need to be bypass. Okay, if it is bypass, if it bypass, definitely you can execute. Don't worry, you can execute. But if it is a restricted, you need to convert in the bypass. Okay. If it is bypass, it is good. Try to check with the get child item. Your script is here or not in this location. If it is in the same location, only then you are able to execute. Check, please. Okay. So think about how we can add such a things. Okay. And also you can also example, sometime we can also give the dollar symbol here. It is also possible here. What is the script name here? CMD. And here. Okay. So that you know what is this? This is the value, if you remember, like same as a Linux. So practically this is the value of the whole expression. It is also possible, but by default it accepted here. Okay. Maybe sometime I will use. You should be understand. Okay, so think about, are you able to execute today first basic mathematics script? So similarly, you can do minus, you can do multiply or whatever, divide or whatever, you can do it. Okay. So guys, this is basically the substitute of the expression command. So guys, let me know, are you understand this args0? This is the command line array. Check, please. It's okay for everyone?
Yes, please.
So first of all, you have to check here where is your current location. And if you remember, check your current location with the get location. Last week we did same practicing. Okay, check. I teach everything in the basic how to manage your computer in the beginning. So get location. Okay, look, this is the current location. This is your current location. And here I want to check what's I have in this location. Get child item. Right now I have this script. Now if I want to print my script, so how I can print if you remember? Do you remember? Get content and CMD. Can you see? This is the script. This is the same script which is here. So that means it is 100% sure I'm going in the right direction. Now the time come for execute. How to execute? Call the script. What is the script name? CMD. I show you. And then after you give your number. This is the one mean to say args 0. Okay. 6 args 1. This is index value. And it will clear my screen, clear host because of this. If I don't use, I cannot clear it. So last week you used it. Please try. Okay, so now what we can do, how we can create a next script? You can click here on this button, new script. Okay, so what will happen here? New script line will be open again here. Okay, and you can start your again task list, what you wanted to do. Now, which task we want to do? Another new topic, that is the Z. Okay, the task number Z here. Try to understand and let's try to do this one. Okay. So guys, how we can do that? First of all, immediately you have to save whatever you do. Okay. How to save it? Control S again. Okay. And then another location. So what is the task? You can see here. So that means write out each second word from the line of file. Second word you want to print. So I can give the name second word. Okay. And see. So my script name is a second. So based on the task, you can give the script. Now you need to create a file. How to create a file? In the PowerShell, if you remember, you need a file and there should be some data. Okay. So how to create the file? You have a new item. Okay. You have a right output. Okay. Last week, please go there and try to see. But you can directly create a add content directly. Okay. I used it if you remember, right? And then after you can give the name fruit.txt. What is the fruit.txt? It is a simple file. And then you can enter your value. Okay. Example, mango and orange. That's all. So if you want to see these two fruit are added into the file, what is the file name? And how to print? It's okay. So now similarly, you can add one more line of a example. Let's see. One more. What is the example? One more. Okay. I think this is okay. Now, how many fruit I'm going to add, add content. So you see, you have such a line. So what does it mean? You have such a file and you want to print the first column or second column. Okay. So in the Linux or maybe Unix, what we used, do you remember? Can you see? Cut command. Okay. And also I think SCD we used or maybe awk, right? We did it. But here, how we can do? So how we can do this? Because here, this is a suppose your file and it is very easy here. I can copy here and I can put here. Okay. So suppose you have such a file. So what is the idea? Idea is to use your own concept here because here we have no command. Okay. So what to do here in that scenario, what we can do here? First of all, think about you need to your data stored into where? Your data into which file? Root.txt. So how we can read the file first? Very good. Get content. I did in front of you. That's all. Okay. And then what is the file name? Root.txt. And then after, can you store this whole command? Practically, this is like a CMD let. Can you store into your own variable? Yes, you can store. And how to define the variable in the PowerShell? How to declare the variable? Last week we did it. Create a variable. How to create a variable? Quickly. From the dollar symbol. Dollar symbol. Okay. That's all. This is your own variable, nothing else. Okay. You understand? So your variable is ready. Okay. That means dollar file will store actually the right now the fruit file. It will read your file line by line. That's all. So this is the file reading. Okay. Now, what we can do here? Let's what we can do. We need to use each value into the file. So how we can read the each value into the file? So call that variable. So practically this is my way to teach call the variable. So how I can call dollar file, and then after same pipe like a Linux, pipe. This is the pipe. Then after you can use. Do you remember last week I used a for each object? Okay, just like a cycle, for cycle. So for each object can help us. It will iterate basically the collection of item in the file. Okay, for each object. And then after you can give your inputs. So practically here, what we can do, you can give your input. So which input you want to give here? Right now, which column you want to print? Second column, I mean to say second word from the file. So second, you can create your own variable. Example here, second. So this is your next variable. Okay. Okay, you can create such a more variable into the for each object. And now I told you last week the same thing. If you remember, dollar underscore. It was inbuilt system variable which will access each element. Okay, dollar underscore. Okay, then after dot split. Split method will use. Okay, I want to show you here what is the split method. Example, hello world. Okay, so what happens here? I can print such a line. Okay, and if I can use a split, so what does it mean? It will break the line here. Okay, so basically it is printing the line. It is splitting the word practically. Okay, so suppose if you have a dot, hello dot word, what does it mean? I want to split by dot. Okay, so split will help me. Okay, but I wanted to tell you this is the again array. So what does it mean? Can I access the array element here? If I give 0, array start from 0. So what value will be out? Hello. Okay, what value will be out? Word. Okay, so think about. So this is the idea I want to use here. So if I give this one, that means which value will come out first? If I give 1, which value come out? Second. Okay, 0, 1, indexing 0, 1. So that's all. So this is the general idea we can do. Okay, so now can you print this variable? Okay, so you have a write host, you have a write output, but very easily you can call the variable. That means it is also printing the value of variable and try to save it. Okay, and see second and see the result. What happens? The second column is ready. Okay, so you want to see your fruit file. What is the fruit file? Here. So which column is we are going to print? Second column. So practically guys, what is this? This is cut command F2. Okay, but here we have no cut command. So I want to give the alternative in the PowerShell. Okay, so please check. Are you able to print the second column from this fruit file? Is okay for everyone? Please check. So because I will use such a thing later on whenever I will do the another task. Okay, please try to check. So this is the what? This is the split method directly you can use. Okay. Okay, so I hope you can get it. Now let's try to do one more task. So how we can create a how to say the new script. Control N again. Okay, Control N, and then after your comment section always. Okay, and let's try to see you have such a script again. Please try to see. Okay, and here immediately you need to save whatever you do. How to save? Control S. Okay, and here what you can give the name. What is the script idea? Script which get the file and write only the character between the second and fifth position. So here you can see here substring. You can give the name substring. Okay, and do enter. So what is the script name? Substring. Okay, and first of all, what you can do always, clear host. Okay, and please see here. Can I copy my previous idea, the same one here? I want to copy the same idea. Okay, I'm going to put here. Okay, now you see this time you can give any name. Example, this time what we wanted to do, take one more example. Add content. So here what you can write here, greet dot text. So you are going to create a new file again. Okay, so in that file what you want to write here, something like that. Okay, or maybe like this word, whatever you think. Okay, so if I want to print my file, what is the file? Greet. Okay, so you can greet message to the user here. So what you wanted to do, you wanted to use this file. Okay, to print your choiced character. So that's why we cannot use a splitting here. So what we should use, can you see here? Substring method will help us to select the choiced character. It is same like in the Linux. You remember cut command. What we used if you want to cut the character. Do you remember? C. Very good. C. So this is your option. Okay. So guys, I hope you can get it. So idea is to use the substring. So how we can do here? I want to give you this here example. Hello. Okay. So suppose you have this one. So here, can you find here this method substring? Okay. But syntax is the rule. So in the substring, you need to pass two parameter. So that means from where you want to start, this is integer number, you example here, start from 1. And how many character you need to cut, example 2, 3, or 4, example 2. What should be the output here? Can you see? EL. So it will start from, this is I told you, this is the array. So array start from 0, 1, 2. So that means it should be start from E. So what is the value here? So start from, yes, HEL, HE, okay, not L. Okay, so think about similarly, you will use such idea here. So I want to use the same concept here. Okay, so here what you can write here this time, we don't need a split. So here what should I use? I should use the string here. So here you can change your name, example str. You can give any variable name which you think. Dollar underscore keep as it is same, because it will access each element here. Okay, and then after substring. Okay, like this here. And under the substring, what you can write here, example, let's see in this example, 1, 2, 4, or 5, let's see 3. And you can print your str. Okay, and give the another file. What is the file name? Suppose if it is there, check please, it is there or not. So test file is not there, greet file is there. Okay, because automatic it not comes. Okay, now it is okay. So what is the script name? Substring. Yes, it is good. Can you see right now? It is executing. So I can extract my character based on the choice, based on the input. So think about in greet what we have. I want to show you again this one. Okay, so it will pick based on, so understand what this is the substring. Same like our split basically separating the word. Okay, based on your separator. If you have a tab separator, if you have a comma separator, if you have a space separator, separated file. So you can use read the file and do that. Okay, so guys, let me know, are you understand splitting method and substring method, which is important? Okay, so you can decide your character position based on choice. So guys, is okay for everyone? Okay, so now let's try to do one more task, which I will use less rest of thing here. So suppose what we can do here in here. So suppose you have the file example, any student file here. Suppose name, class, and marks. So suppose you have such a file, student name example, okay, and class you can give example BSc. You can separate by space or tab, whatever you think. Okay, example here, let's see, out of 180 marks. Okay, next student is uh, Mon. You can give this class and you can give 70. Okay, similarly you can give one more student. Okay, like this, and you can give 60. So suppose you have such a file. Okay, so what we wanted to do, example, try to do uh, operation operations. You can do which operation you want. This is your choice. Example, sum of marks. Okay, how to do sum of marks, how we can add this marks. Okay, and you can also see who is the highest number. I think we did the same task in the Linux. Okay, so how we can do here? First of all, very quickly, you need to create the file. How to create the file? Add content. So which file you want to give? Example, student.txt. And here you can decide your information. Example, name of the student. Please create class and marks. So what will happen? Okay, you understand? So please put more record. So which student you want to give, you can give, look here, you can give first student name, second class you want to give, you can put your friend's name, this is your choice. So which marks you want to give, example 80. Okay, what is the next student? Next student is Mon, and you can give another, class, and 70. Last student, who is the last student? Give a short here and give the ESC and give the 6. So what is the final file? Like this. So you will have such a file. So now you need to do some operation on your file. First of all, uh, you have to give the clear content. So this is optional. This is your not clear content, sorry, uh, clear host. Okay, clear content. What is the clear content? Clear content for remove the file data, but we don't want to remove the file data. So that's why we will use clear host. Okay, and now let's try to do how we can read the file again. We just finished the same thing. How we can read the file? Create your own variable. Always I told you, this is the variable creation. And how can read the file? Which cmd let? Get content. Okay, which I use same here. So now I don't want to how to say give the exact file. So I want to give this file as the first parameter. So if you remember in the first script in the beginning today, what was there? So what is good here? This is like good. So can I use such a idea here in this script? Args, okay, and 0. Please see here. This is not good. Space is important. It should be together, okay, and 0. That means user will give the file as the first parameter. So what is this in Linux? $1. It was $1 in the Linux. Okay. Okay. So next operation, think about what we can do here. Where is your, how to say, marks? In which column? Third column, separated by space. Think about how we can do that. We can go to the third column. How to do? You can use a substring or you can use a split as well. I think I given you the split as well. So you can splitting the column as well with the word. Okay. So how we can do that? First of all, create your own variable. Example, my column. Okay. Give whatever you think. So don't use inbuilt here. So this is your own variable. Okay. So this is your own variable. So your target is which column? Marks. You don't want name. You don't want class. So in that case, you need to go to the uh, specific column. Okay. So which variable store the file? Which variable? Dollar file. Okay, very good. Dollar file. Okay. Next, can I send this file into the pipe? Yes, I can send into the pipe. Now, obviously, this file has the different values. Example, John, Mon, Rocky. You know, this is the line here. So you need to access each line. You need to start the cycle. Yes, the moment I will not using cycle I will come later on. The first I want to use because it is very easy to use. Can you see for each object? Please, if you see, if you do tab, you will find such a thing for each object, something like that. So I will go on this part later. The moment for each object is good. Okay. Okay. So here, the same way we do. Okay. So that means it will read each, it will iterate each item into the file. Okay. And then after what we can do here, uh, which variable will help me to access each element? Dollar underscore. Very good. Dollar underscore. It is already there in the computer. Okay. Dollar underscore. And then after what we can do here, you can use a split. You know, if you do hyphen here, okay, if you do hyphen here, you will find such a options. Basically, it is not a option. This is like a operator. Okay. So here I can use split. Can you see? Center split or is split, you know, you have, can you see? You can find such a idea, case insensitive, you can find. So the moment split is good. Okay, so this time I am using the operator. What I'm using? I'm using the operator split. Previously, if you remember in the beginning, what I use? Method. Okay. So right now I'm changing the script idea. So I'm using the split here. Now in my file, what is there? It is a comma separated or it is the tab separated or what is there? Space. That means if you have a tab separator, you have to write a T. If you have a dot separated, do something. Okay. Okay. So now it is done. So what happens? Split by space. Okay. And then after what you can do here, right now you have to think about the position. Okay. Position. Please make a group over here. Okay. And try to save it example here. What is the uh, operation? You can give any name of. So I give the name operations here. Okay. So now what we can do, we think about our position of the column. because it is the array. What is the position of the column here? So think about name on which, because I told you this is the array right now, dollar file. So that means this first column on which indexing value 0, and class is 1, and marks is 2. Okay. Then what should we write here? 2. Okay. So now I think it should be okay, and try to save it. Okay, don't forget to save and try to print the column. Can you see right now here operation? But you know why? Can you try to read the error? Can you see that means cannot bind the argument parameter because it is not used. Args0 don't use. We need to use it because we mentioned here. So what we can do? What is the file name we created? Student, right? Marks will come out. You understand? So because if you skip, because it was your parameter, if you skip, you find the error. What is the error? That means you don't use args0. Why you put here? Okay. So what is the idea to use? Give the input. So what will happen? The third column will come out. So please check. Are you able to print your third column? Are you arrived there? Okay. Still the task started. We need to do some more operations. Okay. So what we can do here? We need to do the task. Example, addition of the number, maximum, minimum, average. Such tasks you can do very easily. Okay. So this is the basically general idea we can do here. So here, write host, you know, if you simply write host, that means it is a blank line. Okay. And now still in your input, you have such a how to say input. What is the marks? 80, 70, 60, you know, and you want to remove marks. How we can remove the marks? Because you need only number. Okay. Because you will perform your task on the numeric value, right? So what we need to do? We need to remove the marks. So in the Linux, what we used, I ask you because last week I used the same idea, if you remember. So first of all, think you need to create your column. Example, marks, you need marks. Okay. So you will store your this number here. Okay. And then after what you wanted to do, you will, and where is your column? This column here, right? So this is your input. Okay. Right now, forget the file. Send to the pipe again. Okay. Because column will store this value. Okay. Now you want to remove. Basically, we cannot remove. We need to think something like a Linux. How we can, eliminate or maybe remove the header. We don't need the marks. What we used last week, if you remember, I have given you the important cmdlet. Think about in the Linux what we used. If you have such a file, if you have such a input, what is the file we have here? Fruit, right? Think if you want to print the first line, second line, third line, what do we use in the Linux? Head. Very good. Head command. And last line, tail. Is okay. So in the PowerShell, we have no head and tail. So, but we have to solve it. We have to think something new. I given you, I think last week, select object. Try to use it. Select object. And then after, can you see? You have the options. Last, first, or skip. So this is your choice how to use. So better idea is a skip. Skip and pass integer value. 1. What does it mean? Skip the first row record line. Okay. So now what is the final variable value? Print it. No need to put a right host every time. So now what is the, can you see right now? What is the result? I can print my numbers only. So my variable is ready. My variable is ready. So I can work on this variable very easily. Okay. Now, can you add this number? because you have to perform the task on the numbers. So here, what I wanted to use, let's keep it here because it will be more clarified to you. Call this variable here again and send to the pipe again. Now, important CMD is also there, if you remember, which works on some numbers. If you do some mathematical operations, example, addition, maximum, minimum. Last week I used it. What was there? What was the name? Have you any hint? Measure object. Super. So measure object will solve your problem. Okay. And then after properties, can you see right now? These are the list of property. What you wanted to do? Sum of the number, average, maximum, minimum, and if you have a file, line, word, character, WC command. But here, the right now, what you want to do this property. Okay. Now, can you make a grouping? Yes. How to group it? I told you. Okay. This is the group. Now you can use again the same property, sum. Okay. Think about, so hyphen sum, just like the parameter. I told you like option with the measure object, and dot sum, think like it is the property of object given by the measure object. Okay. So like a parameter, and this is like a property, not like a method. Okay. So now I think we are almost done. Now, can you give your opinion? How you can give your opinion here? Right host. Basically, not opinion. You can print your own result. Sum of student marks, something like that. Okay. Every time, please don't forget to save your file, because saving the file is most important. Otherwise, you cannot see your result. So I think we are done with the short task. So what we can do here, sum of the marks in front of you. Okay. But if you want to remove anything, example, because you don't need this input, how to remove it? How to remove? Simple, nothing else. Comment. Very good. So you will just a comment. So this mark variable will comment. So you can keep it here. Okay. And then after, this is the column you want to comment it. So your result is ready. Okay. So guys, let me know, are you understand how to read the file and how to pick the file as the first parameter, and how to use a different important CMD like a select object and measure object. So now try to find the maximum number, try to find the minimum number, mean to say minimum marks, and try to do the average if you can do. Please try quickly. So who is the topper student here? John. Okay. Look here in this example only. So what is the average? Divided by 3. Can you do that? Please try if you can. Only measure object can help you. It will solve the problem. Please try. Just copy your idea and paste here. Do that, please. Everyone try. So sum of the marks now. What you can write here? Max. This is your try. Max mark. What should, which parameter you will use here right now? Maximum. Which property you want to use? Same property. Think about, please impose the same property on the parameter. Now, which operation you want to do next? Try, please. Same. Min mark. You can change your opinion. And here, minimum. And then after, which property? Minimum again. Okay. And last is average of student marks. What should we use? So please try to use the same. Now, don't forget to save it. How to save it? Control S. And you will see your result will be updated. And what we can do more here, now, what we want to do, I'm going to share the next document, which is also important. Try to do some other practicing. Okay. So I want to see what is the next document here. So guys, I'm going to share this next document with your chat box and try to do that. Please open now. This is coming into your chat box. Please open it now. Okay. So now, can you open the next document for today? Little bit more topic I want to cover. Okay, here, what we can do here, please try to see. Okay, and let's see in this document. Try to read it, what we can do more. Okay, so it's good. So let's try to do the first task. Task number E, somewhere you can find here. Task number A is tutorial. Okay. So first try to do the task number E. Okay. So args.length. There is a new topic for each. Maybe we can try PowerShell. Sum of the parameter. Task number E. We will do the task mathematical later, but try to task number E. Okay. Please, can you try this one? Sum of the parameter. Sum of the parameter. Okay. The same task. Can you see in the beginning what we did? Right? What was there? 0 and 1. The previously in the beginning, it was adding a 2 parameter. But here, we don't know how many. In that case, how to do that? So here, first of all, save the script. Control S, sum underscore param. You can give any name. So how to do that? Please see. Try to use, you have a for, you have a for each, you have a args.length. So how we can do that? First of all, always what we do, clear host. Clear host. So here, how we can add it, the sum of parameter if we don't know anything. So first of all, what we use, you have a lot of way. So first of all, what you do, sum. Create your own variable sum. It start with 0. Mean to say in the beginning, the value is nothing. It is only 0. You can decide because every time it will. So here, example, sum of the parameter, example 10, 20, 30. Can you see in this parameter? So we need to add it. Okay. So if it is a two parameter, args 0, 1 is okay. If who knows, maybe like this. That means n number. So I told you if you want to repeat your information. Okay. So best idea to use some cycle. Okay. You can use some cycle. So I want to use the cycle here if value is repeating. So that's why it is important. So what cycle you can use here? So first of all, think about these numbers are stored where? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. These numbers are where? Right now. Where I have given in your screen? On the command line. That means a parameter. Okay. So I told you who will store it? Args. Super. And what is the args? You remember? Command line array. This is the array. It's okay. Args. So this is the args. So args will store your numbers. It's true. And then after what we can do, you can send to the pipe. So this number 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, you are sending to the pipe. Okay. Now what you can use any cycle. Let's see. I want to use again the for each object very quickly. I will use another option again in the same script to cover the topic for each object. So for each object here, what should I write here? What is the variable name? In the beginning, it was 0. So you want to update the value. Now you want to update the value. So what you can see, what is the current value? 0. Now what you can do, you want to add each parameter. How you can add? What should I write here? Which operator? Plus, because we have no expression command. Now next here, which variable will access each number 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60? Who will do that? No, I have given previously. Dollar. Very good. Dollar underscore. Your task is solved. Your task is solved. Okay.
So things you could use like the
Example, in the Linux, we have $1. We have Linux, we have dollar hash. Okay. This is a different. This is a total number of argument. Okay. But here we have no such a thing. I will go to this part later on. Just focus on this for each object. Sum. I'm just going to update my variable. Now, what is the final value of our variable? Sum of number or numbers, sum of numbers. Okay. And here in the right host, what you can do here, sum of the number, what is the final variable here? Sum. Right. And then after, you see, it is controlled. You see here, example, you change it. Now it is adding the number. We don't know how many numbers. Okay. Now the script is more generic. Check, please. So who is helping me? For each object. Please try. Is it working for your terminal or not? It's okay. So now it is written here, example 4. You can use 4. Okay. Or maybe you can use for each. But if you remember what I used simply for each object. I can solve it. But can I use the for each? Yes, we can use the for each. And now I will ask you what we use in the Linux. Which cycle we used? For cycle. We use the for cycle. Sequence was the command. So practically for cycle of bash. You remember the syntax of the for bash. Same syntax here for each. So what we can do here, we can keep the same as it is sum. Okay, but here we will use the I wanted to comment it here. Okay, and I don't want to use for each object. I want to do the same task with the for each. So you see here, can you see just looking like a function or method? It's okay, like a for. But here you have to use the same syntax just like a Linux bash. Right? So what we used? So you have to start here your counter variable. Example, start from 10 and goes to 30, right? So what we can write here, you can give any variable which you think. I can give a generic name, example, my count. This is a count variable. Okay, start from 0. Okay, that means which index value? 10. Okay, now look into. So this is the syntax of for each. So what we can use in. So now these numbers are where? Args. Very good. You will look into the array. Okay. So now can you see the red cycle missing expression is for each loop. So practically it is your cycle. Okay. So this is your cycle here. And here what we can do here, close it. So now this is the real cycle. Same like the little bit closer to the bash 4. Okay. So count in the argument. So now it is done. Now what we can do, previously we update your variable in this block, but here we need to update the variable here. What is the variable name? Sum. Okay, you want to update the variable, and how we can update the variable? Call sum plus. Now, first of all, the count value will be 10. Second time, 20 and 30. So what should I write here? What should I write here? Count. Okay, so this makes sense. And here, next, right host. Here, I think this is the same. I think we no need to change, and save it and do enter. See the result. Okay, so it is also working. So this is the what is this? This is a cycle. What is the cycle name? For each, closer to the Linux bash for cycle. So guys, let me know. Are you understand what is happening here? Okay, so this is the for each cycle. So if you want to use a for each cycle, you have to draw your own variable and you will look into the variables here. It's okay for everyone? Okay. Now, can you see here? It is also written here one more cycle in the picture. What is the cycle name? Can you see here? What is the cycle name? For. But here we can use it. So should I use it? Let's try to use it. So this is the same cycle like a C++. Okay. So how to do that? So here in is not good. We need to remove it. Okay. Now you can keep your variable as it is if you want. So you can use a count start from 0. This is your choice example because array start from 0. I should now semicolon. Same like our C++. So I hope everybody know. Now this count variable goes to exactly operators. So what operator? Less than. Now I told you hyphen will give you the operator like it. The moment we are working with the numbers, okay, then you can decide. So LT, LE example. This is your choice what to do. Less than. Okay. Now it will goes up to the, look here. I told you how execute. Look here. This one. This was the input. So start from 10 and goes up to the 1. So practically, what is this? This is the command line array argument. So args is okay now. I put it, no need to change. But how I can find the size of this array? What should I use here? Very good. Length. So what is the length actually? Property. Length property. You please try. So now semicolon. Next time, what will happen? First, the count will read 10. Next time, it will read 20, 30, 1, and so on. So what is the idea? To increase this value, count plus 1 or maybe count plus plus, same like a C++. So this is the for cycle, like a high level language. So please try it. Okay. And inside your block, you need to change your variable value. So sum plus count. Okay. But here something we need to think something new, what we can do here. But right now, I cannot use count here. It doesn't make sense because count is 0 here. So what should I use here? Very good. Array. Practically, I give the command line array args. Very good. Args. Okay. Now it is not enough. So subscript, you remember args array who will denote 0, 1, 2. What should I put here? How to access the array element? This bracket. Very good. Count. So count. Done. So you understand. So this is the basically idea to use. So your script is almost ready. I hope it should work here and see it is good. Okay. Look here. Results are changing again. Okay. So think about, so guys, let me know, are you able to understand the next cycle? That is the for cycle closer to the high level language C++. So in this script, what I used, if you remember, I use different type of a method topic. For each is a loop. For is a just like a cycle again. Okay. And for each object, what was that? It was standalone CMD let behave like a cycle. So this is your choice how to do. You see how the structure is changed. We can see the result same, but structure we change it. So this is your choice how you can do that. So guys, let me know. Is it okay for everybody? Okay. Okay. So next, what we can do here little bit more. Right now, if I example do my value, okay, it works. So how I can tell the user give it just like a limit. If can I tell the user give your specific limit? How it is possible? Example, three numbers are okay. If I give 40 number, it should not be give the result. It should give the message to the user, you are over the limit. Very good. If is important. Okay. So how to use that? We need to start the if block. So how we can write in the PowerShell if? This is also important. So you remember decision statement in the Linux we use? What we use in the Linux if? You remember if test, or if you don't use test, simple brackets are enough. Okay. But here it is very simple. Nothing complicated like if here. Okay. So this is your if block. So under the if block, now I told you try to think about here. So these are the your value. So these value, how many values it is? 4. And what is the location where these numbers are stored? Args. Very good. So args. So args, if args, that means now what you can do here, you can give the your decision example operator not equal to or equal to 0. So not equal to, this is your decision example 3 in this example. So if you can also use args dot length, it's not a problem, but you can directly use args. Okay. And here this is the block of which decision block if, and under this block you can give your result, your own opinion. What you can give your own opinion, right? Host, but here I try to use something new, warning, right? Warning. Okay, this is not a basically difference. There are more options you can see later on internet, but here you can give example limit is 3. You can give your message sorry. Okay. And then after, same like if statement in the Linux, you need to go out from this block or mean to the whole end of script. So no, here we don't use fee. There is a one command I told you in the Linux, exit. Okay. So now I think it is okay. Can you see? Limit is set. So if you don't give the limit, you see. Okay. Please try to see here. Use the length and let's try to see. It is still args dot length still notes looks okay, not equal to 3. In that case, it is need to be checked again. So we are again the limit here. Okay, can you see? So practically right now less than 3 is not good for. So if I give the 3, because I set only this script for 3. Look here. If I over the my condition, it is give me the sorry. If I go beyond the condition, it is also okay. And similarly, you can give your or options or your own decisions which you want. So I just put the barrier. This script only use the 3. That's all. But if you want to use more, you can change your script idea less than, equal to, or more operator you can try. So guys, please see, are you understand this if statement, how to use a if in the PowerShell? So this is the if statement you can use in the PowerShell very easily. So guys, please let me know. Is it okay for you? Okay, so I hope you can do it. And now I want to suppose put in the comment this if block again, because I don't want to use it here. Okay, now what I wanted to do, there is even more important cycle in the PowerShell. So till now, you know this one. So can I use one more cycle here, like while? Same like a Linux we had, if you remember. So in the Linux, we have the while. And you know the syntax of the while? You please take this variable out from this block. Okay. You will take this variable out from the block, and you will see here args length should be okay. And this should be taken out from your uh, block. I mean to say the functions value here. Then you can put where you need to put somewhere else here. Length here. Here you wanted to do here in the last. Okay, and this is okay. So I hope it is also okay. Check please. So guys, this is the next cycle, that is the while cycle. So please see, is it okay for you? So you can use the while cycle as well, like a for cycle, like a for each cycle. So here practically what we did, we use the for each plus while and for each object. Okay, like this. Okay, so we use for each object, we use for each, we use for. Okay, similarly, please try later on. Important. This is your task. I will give you. You can try uh, do while as well. This is all. There is also the do while, but you can try later on your own. Okay, so you can solve the task with the for or for each or while. It is enough. Okay, so I hope you can do it. So next, let's try to do one more task. Please look the mathematically task. Let's try to do, what is the task here? Factorial of the number. Okay. So how to save it? Give the name fact. So first of all, what we do, clear host. So now if you want to, do you remember same task we did in the Linux? What was the task? If you have a factorial, you want to find out the factorial of the given number. So in that case, what we should do, create your first variable. Example fact, because we cannot use the fact 0. 1 makes sense because we want to multiply with the number. So this is your fact. This is the variable. Now, which cycle you want to use? I have given you the couple of cycle. So very easy cycle is for cycle, like a C, C++. So we can use it. Example dollar. You can give example counter A, B. Let's see I. So you can start I, start from 1. And then after, what you can see I, this variable length will goes to here the number. You have to decide the number here. Now you can decide your number here. Example, your number. Okay, so you want to take a number from where? This is your choice. In this example, it is written write a parameter. I mean to say this parameter. So what should I write here? Args 0. That means your number you need to pass on the args 0, and it will be goes to less than equal, or you can give the LT based on the operator. It should work, and give this number here. Okay, and then after you can increase this value. Okay, and start this block. How to start the block? This bracket of this is opening bracket, this is the closing bracket, and under the block what we do, we need to update our variable fact. So here fact into count variable. What is the count variable here? I. Okay, think. So this is basically the idea to try to use it, and your factorial variable will be ready. And in the last, you can give your result. What you can write here? Factorial of which number? This number. Okay, you can give here equal to, I mean to say, you can give whatever you think. So what is the final variable? Fact. So think about in the PowerShell, you can declare with the dollar fact, but if you want to print, you can use the same syntax. Okay. So I hope it should be okay. Fact, and you as a first parameter, example 4. Let's see, it works for you, and here you will see it will give the result. If you want to change the value, example 5, it is updating the result. So what does it mean? You are able to find out the factorial of the number. So please think. So in this, you can try later on for each object. How to do, please see later on. So you can use while cycle, which you want. So guys, this is basically our cycles, how to use a cycle for mathematically script, very basic scripts. Okay, now here I wanted to change this script little bit, dollar number. So example, this time I don't want to take a number from parameter. So here I want to take the number as a variable. I mean to say as a variable keyboard. Think about. So in the Linux, which command we used? In the Linux, which command we used? Read. Read command. Very good. So what is the read here? What is the read here? No. Read host. So read host will help us. Okay. And here enter, because the script is nice. So I think I should use some more important topic here. I'm going to change the script. So read host, enter your number, and that's all. So it will be stored, and there is no need to go any next variable. You see the syntax is very simple. So here it is not important. So read host will help us. So let's try to execute. What is the script name? Now 5 is not good here. You see, it is asking you to please give the number, and it will store into the variable. What is the variable name? Number again. And you change your script. So please try to see, is it working for you? Or you understand what is the read host? So you can use read host. You can use parameter args0. Okay. Or if you have a file, you know what to do, get content. So please try if you can do that. Okay. And one more, if you see your document, there is one more. I don't want to use such a idea here. Okay. There is one more option. If you see your document, there is a one more like a method or functions param. Please try use param. So param names show parameter, named parameter. So here you can also give your parameter. So here, what you can do here, you can set your value here like this. Automatic it will comes here, but we have to be parameter. Okay. So this is the guy's name parameter. You will see the difference right now. Parameter, and in this you can set the parameter value. Okay. Mandatory. Try please. This is more professional. You can use it. Mandatory. Okay. So mandatory, it has a Boolean value, true or false. True. Mandatory, true. I will show the result right now. You will understand what is happening here right now. So param has some parameter property, and under that mandatory value. This is a function. Just let's think about this is a parameter value. True. Okay. So, and after then you can decide the number. number. You can decide the type of the number. Give the right name, number, okay, because we use here the same variable, right? Don't make a spell mistake. Okay, now it is good. Now save it. So what will happen now? So what is the effect of this new line param? Okay, so look here. If you do hyphen, what happens? Can you see? So practically you are deciding your own parameter. You remember, I told you example new item, right? It's okay. And what is this? This is the parameter. Okay. So similarly, in your program, in your script, in factorial, this is headed into your list. So this is your own parameter. It's okay. Now you have to pass, you have to follow the rule. What is the rule? This parameter is type of what? I put it here, integer. So you have to pass integer here. Okay. And see, it works. It's okay now. You understand in what case you need to use param. In what case you need to use normal this arg0. It's okay. So don't worry, this can solve your problem. But if I will ask you, please restrict your script to this parameter property, you can use it. Okay. So now what happens? Suppose what happens if user don't give any value? Do enter. What is the output? Result is number. It is forcing you. It is forcing. You see why forcing? Mandatory. It is asking you, you cannot go next until you don't give the parameter. So you need to pass it. You understand? If you give any command here, new item, the same thing. You understand? After new item, I miss the parameter. You understand what is happening? So please think. So this is what the parameter. So one more thing, remember, if you notice here, clear host. It need to be comment or need to be removed because it is the very first line of the script in the top. If you use that one, it is not good. Okay, because you are setting the parameter in the top of your script. Okay, so guys, let me know, is it good for you? Is understandable what is happening here? So check please. Is good for you or not? Everybody please try to think, is working for you or not. This is a parameter param. You can try such idea in your script somewhere, wherever you want. Okay, and here you see here, when you press hyphen, automatic it should be there. If it is not there, then it is not okay. Okay, so this is your choice, and then you have to pass, and it will give the factorial. I hope guys you can do it. So let's try to do one more task if we can do. Task number here I want to use, let's see, I, right? So let's try to do that. So guys, if you have such a script, let's do the last task for today. This one. Let's try to do it one more. Please try to read the task. So can you do that, please? Gets you file has a lot of email IDs. Which email ID? For example, somebody. Can you see right now? This one. Okay. Same task we did in the Linux. You remember what we used? SCD command. But here we have no SCD command. So what is the substitute of SCD command? So how to copy this line? You can copy and add content. Email dot text. You can give the file and put here. Can you see right now? Try to create the file. Can you see such a file? Try to create very quickly. So what will happen? Your file is ready. And can you read the file? I want to show you what is the file. This file. It's okay now. You have such a file. It can be IP addresses. It can be the date. Or it can be something like that. If you remember Linux, we did the same task. Try to do that. How we can do that? So please think. So something, yes, you can use a split, but I want to use something new here, which is also important, which can solve, because this is the substitute of SED. SED is not here. We need to use the SED. We have no any awk here. So first of all, you need to save it, Control S, and give your script name. You can give any name, write email, you can give email. Okay, be careful about email. Right now is a PS1 file, it is a script, and this email file is a text file, so there is not a big deal. So you can give the same name, but extension is different. So if you check here, if you give GCI, can you see here right now? I have two files in this folder. Okay, so now let's try to do that. I can also put such a idea here. Okay, now how to start that? So first of all, think what we can do. First of all, you want to check file is missing or not here. In that case, let's see here. If user, what is the script name? Clear post. Okay. So first of all, what we can do here, we have to be check the file is there or not. I mean to say, check file is there or not, mean to say argument dot length. So how we can do that? If on the command line argument it is blank right now, so what you can write here, args dot length equal to 0. That means nothing is there. Can you see right now? Nothing is there. What does it mean? So you can give the right warning, or if you want to use right host, you can change the color, but right warning is already there. You can try it. So here you can write here, please enter file, because it looks like a mist here. Exit and save it and see here what is the answer. Please enter the file. Okay. Okay, so now next, how we can check file, I mean to say, in the computer or not. Do you remember test path? So what is the file, input file? Email.txt is okay. So what should be the answer? True or false? You remember? I used last week. So can I use such a idea here? If test, what is the cmdlet? Test path. So you can use a test path and you can decide here, where is this file, in which location? Who will store the file? Which array? Args. Super. Args. Okay, you understand now. Which location? Very good. 0. This is, what does it mean? That means first parameter you are going to check, and here you can give your opinion, what you wanted to do. This is your choice. But here, before giving the opinion, what you can do here, so here you can read the file. So how you can read the file? Create your first variable. Good practicing. Create your variable. Which cmdlet will help us to read the file? Get, not command, get content. Yes, it is good. So it is good. Now, where is the location you want to read it? Let's see, maybe args, same location. Okay. So file will store the location, I mean to say the data. from the args 0. Okay. And then after, you can use this file now for your work. So what is the work now? You can use a cycle again. So again, I told you, very easy to use cmdlet, which I use in the beginning for each. For check here, if you find here example for each, can you see? Please try to do that like this for each. Automatic, it will come like this. Okay. So for each object, you have to write your idea. Now your emails are looks bad. Okay. I show you here in the uh, file. What is the file name? Get content and email.text. Okay. So you want to create a good email. You can create your own variable once here. Good, or maybe email, whatever you think. So that means this variable will store right now. In this variable, what you wanted to do, you want to make a good email ID. Okay. But right now, which inbuilt variable will help me to use every email? First, this one, because right now in this case, we have the same. In the real life, it can be different. Okay. But structure, focus on the structure. So right now, which variable I need to do here? Dollar underscore, very good. Dollar underscore, access each element. Dollar underscore will solve the problem. So after dollar underscore, what you can use here? So you have a very important, maybe we didn't use in the beginning, which can solve this problem very quickly. So that is, there can be the method and operator. So what I want to use the, can you see right now, hyphen replace. We use, this is very nice. You try it, replace, change, because it is same like SED. Splitting is different, which can split the word based on your input, whatever, right? So replace just like the SED. Okay. So practically, what is replace? This is the, it is the, what is the name? It is the, look here, I told you, if you do hyphen, what is this? Operator. It is operator. Think about, these are the operators, not options, not parameters. Okay. So what is the answer? Replace. I'm going to use the replace. Now you have to decide in your file input, what is there? Think about in your file, what you want to replace. I focus on the which word you want to replace. Practically replace. What is the meaning of replace? Search some data and change it. Okay. So it will do two operations basically. So what you want to do, add word. Okay. Add should be special character. Okay. But here, don't forget the syntax. Syntax mean to say comma here. Okay. What is the next word? You want to replace with the, what is the name? At the rate of. It's okay. It will solve it. Now, still not completed. One more value in the, think about this dot. Okay. So in that case, call one more operator. Okay. Like this. And then after, what is the next input? Which word? Dot. And change by simple dot. I hope it will be okay. And let's see. It looks nice. I hope it is okay. Now, what is the result? You want to print your results. And how to print the result? Right host. If you want to use, if you don't want to use right host, it is also okay. You can directly call your, uh, what is the variable? Email, right? It should be here, right host. It should be automatic. It is not coming automatically. That's not good. So that means here, we need to look here. Right? In this block, I want to check once more. I think it should be here. Yes, it is good now. Can you see? Because if I press tab button, automatic, it should be there. That means it is not under the scope of for each object because of the bracket. Now I think good. So it is okay. So how to execute it? Where is the email? This is the script. And what is the input? Still looks here. It is not readable here right now. We need to close it here. Yes, it is good now. Can you see right now? So think what happens here. We just use the simple operator. What is the operator? Replace with the simple CMD let for each object. So it will store your results. And think, it is good for you. It is understandable. So if you have a file which has a example IP addresses or dates or something like that, which you want to change or replace, so definitely who will help us? Replace will solve the such idea very easy and it will be done. It's okay, right? So think about here. If we do here, do enter. If we miss something, you can give your message. And here, if you give the right file, it is working. It is option, right? Think about, is it possible? So guys, it is possible. So let me know. Everything is okay for everybody? Are you understand this practicing? So guys, think about now. I will give you the task. Please try to do next week when we discuss. Maybe I will use what happens if user can give the bad file. Nothing. Nothing. It is not working. You think user point of view. User can give the bad input. You have to check file is there or not. How to do that? Please think. You will do it. Okay. Think about. You can come later on and we will do later. So guys, I think this is my plan for today practicing. And today we covered many topics which is important. Okay. If you remember in the beginning, we start from command line arguments, args. Then after we discuss how to pick the column, first column, second column, third column, right? So who helped us? Splitting. Then we discuss about the substring, like a character cutting. It can help us. And then after we saw, we try to do some mathematically operation with the measure object on the real world file, like a such a, in this example, 3 students, but in the real life can be 100 students. Who knows? It should work. Okay. And then we discuss about the some cycles. If you remember, I discuss here a important cycle in the PowerShell. I think I given you the one cycle do while. Please try to do with the do while. I did everything. Focus that. And I show you the real syntax, what we used. And then we solved a short script with the factorial of a number, where I discuss with you the input way by the read host or by the args, or maybe the second option, you can clear your own, you can create your own parameter. Okay, it is also the choice. In the last, we discussed with the, if you remember, some real world task again. If you have, this is the pre-processing. So if you have a file, you can clean the file. This is the cleaning script. This is called the data cleaning script. So who is helping? Replace. So guys, I think it is enough for the today. And next week we meet again. And I try to use different topic with different ways and some more input file. Okay, from the exam point of view. This is also exam point of view. Next exam point of view more. Okay, so thank you very much. I think please keep going the good practicing and bye.